Everybody wake up. It's a brand new day, and this is your chance to let your soul shine. Proud to be you and me, freaks and geeks. Always remember that your soul is divine. Come on.
And welcome back to Lary Talk, everybody. I'm your host. That's Larry next to Jason. I am Henry King. How's it going? I know it's been a while since I've done a podcast. It's summertime, man. I'm out enjoying things. Plus, you know, I had some personal issues I had to deal with financially and insurance. I will give a shout out, though, to Atos. They helped me out a lot, man. My insurance played a game and they just dropped it for no reason. Actually, what happened was I got switched to a different type of insurance and it didn't cover it. And then Atos had sent me supplies anyway, because, you know, that's what they do. And then I got a bill that I didn't even know about. And then the insurance wouldn't cover when I got it fixed. And Atos was nice enough just to let that bill go. So I got to give a shout out to them on that. That was really nice. It's probably like the best outcome I could have had out of the whole thing. It was like a 6-month-long just battle with the insurance. It was nuts. And yeah, there'll be an episode about insurance. It probably won't be a fun one, but it'll be there. So this week, our episode is going to be all about traveling as a Larry, from visiting the family to hopping on a plane and going somewhere. We're going to cover all the basics onto it. Some of it I don't have experience with. I've never been on a plane. I don't know why. I want to, but now I don't want to because of all the bullshit that goes on with the airlines. It's the only company in the world that's like, you spend $500 and they're like, well, not today. I don't get it. So till that's all, fixed and they're not ripping people off, I'll back off. But we will cover the basics. Like, I have personally driven to Florida and back from New York. So, and that was an easy trip, man. And I was like my year into it. I was still on the EL, I believe. No, wait, let me change that. I had just got my tip. Actually, just got it. And then we went down to see the mother-in-law down in Florida and the stepkids. And I drove all the way down, drove all the way back. I didn't have an issue. So we'll go over some tips and things and what you should do on your little travels. And again, keep in mind, everybody is different. Everybody's on a different level. Some people, you ain't got to worry about it too much. Other people, you got a bunch of shit you got to take with you so that you don't die, So there's different levels, okay? So some people like me, I don't. Like when I travel around in town, I keep in my car, I have a package of HMEs. I sacrifice the one and just put it in the car. And I usually have an HME on me if I'm in public somewhere, like a concert or something like that. So that way, if I don't, I'm really good at like catching that I'm going to cough. You will get better at that as it goes. Like, when you first have the surgery, right, you're going to be doing a lot of coughing. Your body's got to adjust to it, first of all. Second of all, if you're a smoker, once you quit smoking, man, anybody that can tell you this, once you quit smoking, you start coughing up all that crap that's in your lungs, you know what I mean? You're able to breathe a little better. But before that happens, you're coughing up mad shit. And then if you figure your body's going to take a good 6 months to adjust to that, At least mine did. Some people it might be longer, some people it might be shorter. It all depends. But I'm at the point now where I can actually tell when I'm about to cough, and I can actually kind of hold it, which is a struggle, but I've kind of learned how to do that. Because like it would always happen when I'm in a store and we have no like tissue on me or something stupid, or I forget to bring some or something. And it's fun to go outside and just cough out a rocket in front of somebody. That's awesome. But that's a different time. So let's just start off with your basic travels, right? You're going to want to travel either, no matter how you look at it, whether you're going to the store or you're going to see friends or you're going across the country or you're traveling around the world, you're going to want to travel, right? And there's all good different types of travel. You got, planes, trains, automobiles. You got everything, man. I mean, if you wanted to, you can hop on a horse. I mean, certain areas. So you're going to be doing some traveling and do that, man. Like, even if you ain't got money, like I ain't got shit. All right. But go travel, drive around your area. Just do things, man. You didn't survive this just to sit inside and, watch my dumb ass. The one thing I do recommend you doing though, you can get these off of Web Whisper. You can get them off of the Lary Speakeasy page. I believe Lary Voice has them. Don't quote me. But this is a good thing to have for your card. I got actually from Joe Wasserman from Lary Speakeasy. This was all donated. They actually do sell it if you want to support the page and stuff like that. But the one thing you're going to want to get, and I highly recommend for your personal card, okay, this thing goes on your seatbelt. All right, it's a cover. It sits right about here. And that allows anybody, like if you get pulled over or if you're in an accident, first thing people are going to see is that you're a neck breather. I highly recommend these. I have them on both my vehicles. Well, I have them on one vehicle right now. I'm about to put this one after this episode in my other vehicle. They're great to have. They're handy. The other thing I find that's really good is their bracelet. See how it's wide? It's differently shaped than what a normal bracelet is. Like, I don't have my other one on me. Most of your bracelets are like a yellow. They look like any other rubber bracelet, really. And the problem with those is like, yeah, EMTs are trained to look for like the metal ones and stuff like that, little necklaces and stuff. They're trained for that. But how many rubber bracelets do you see? I mean, they were crazy until Lance Armstrong, they were everywhere. So, and they still kind of are. There's a bracelet for every cause. There's a bracelet for every event. Some people wear them from style. Some people wear them to feel important. So to know the difference between them, this one's shaped different. It's a lot skinnier and it's wider and it's red. And then it says the neck breather. So, I mean, that's a way better bracelet. Even better, probably getting a metal one, maybe something shiny, and it's not like like the diabetic bracelets they have. They have that for laryngectomies as well. So I recommend that, especially the bracelets. Because like if you're out in public and God forbid something happens, you want somebody to know not to put the damn oxygen to your face. You want somebody to know what you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's always good to have. The other good thing to have on your car is these laryngectomy decal stickers that go on them. You can put them in your back window. I usually put them right there in the corner in the back window because that's where the cop's going to look. You know what I mean? Or whoever. I mainly for police, what I'm saying, when they walk up to your car, because like it's good for an accident too. Don't get me wrong or anything like that, but you're probably going to get pulled over before you get into an accident. Let's be real. And I've been pulled over twice, man. Three times for bad inspection each time. It was nuts. And the best advice I can give you is just stay calm. They know there is actually training about laryngectomy, but I don't think that they continue the training a lot. I think that's an academy thing, much like the medical field. They learn about it for like 5 minutes and then move on to the other things that they're going to see every day, So, but there is training for them of what to do. And here's what I recommend for you, okay? You have this in your window. You have this on your seatbelt, and you better have your seatbelt on, man. It is 2022. 85 was a long time ago. All right? When the cop pulls you over, pull over, shut your car off, put your hands on top of the steering wheel. And I usually have my license, my registration, all that good junk. When I got pulled over and I still had the EL, I had the EL in my hand so that the cop could see it. Because, it could look like a taser, it could look like a gun. And the way the world works nowadays, who knows, So you got to look out for his safety and yours, and vice versa. So help the cop out, man. Make sure you're visible. Let him know. you know, put it to your neck and let him know, you know, I have to speak with this and hopefully it'll be cool. Each time I got pulled over, the cop let me go. A state trooper was hilarious when he pulled me over. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, officer, cancer. I haven't been able to get the car fixed to get the inspection. He was like, you know what? Not today, Satan, and drove away. It was still hilarious. I'm like, all right, whatever. So yeah, recommended stickers and the seatbelt cover. That's going to do a lot for you right there alone. And the bracelet. I don't ever wear mine. Do as I say, not as I do. The cool thing that came with this, again, Larys Speakeasy, they're on Facebook. They're a private group, so you got to join and you got to answer some questionnaires. You got to be a laryngectomy or be a caregiver of a laryngectomy or something in that sort. You can't just be a fan of mine and go try joining, okay? But the other thing they gave you is this emergency paper here. It pretty much tells you all your medical problems. It's how to take care of you. So this is good to have too. The thing I have a problem with this is probably going to be in your wallet, your pocket, maybe on your dash, something like that. But if something happens, man, keep this around. Like, say that you have EMTs that come into your house, man. Somebody can hand this to them. They can read it, go over it, and they'll know more of what to do. The other thing I recommend is this little card right here. You can carry around in your wallet or whatever. It is an emergency card from AJWAYNE, actually. And it's about how to give air to a laryngectomy, the do's and don'ts, okay? Whoop. And on the back of it, okay, on the one side here, you got your name, your contact number, your clinical number, so they need to call your doctor, all that good stuff. And if you use a voice prosthesis, and what kind. So that's good to have. And then it opens up and it literally shows you the do's. Oh man, this damn camera. The do's and don't, you know, of giving us air in case we need it. So this is a good thing to have on you as well. And again, you can put that in your wallet. I mean, it's small, you know, unlike this thing. This thing is small, but they're both useful. So don't get me wrong on that. And they're nice enough. They sent me a couple masks. Even though, you know, when I got this, we were still under mask protocol in some places of the country. And it gave me a nice little travel bag. And it's pretty durable. I mean, it's not made of cheap ass fabric that you're going to get at, like, you know, dollar store or something like that. And it's a good Walmart value. So these are good things to have on you. Just your everyday travels, okay? This is like going to the store, you know, traveling to go see friends, stuff like that. Always take along extra base plate and, you know, HME. I mean, you can put them in a Ziploc bag. You know, you don't necessarily, unless you need to, you don't necessarily need to bring your cleaning equipment if you're going on a short, you know, 4-hour or whatever. I mean, depending on you, some people might need that, you know, but for me, I can go, I clean my throat in the morning and then I clean it before I go to bed at night, and that's it. You know what I mean? And it also depends on what I was doing that day. And like if there's a bunch of smoke or pollen in the air, that kind of stuff, whatever I was sucking in, that's, you know, filtered. So like with the car detail and the bracelets and the cover for your seatbelt, you can get that off of Web Whispers too. They'll donate them to you, or, you know, like I said, you can buy them. Okay. If you buy them, it helps support their cause and what they're doing, and they can get more supplies. You know what I'm saying? Help other people. So it's always a good thing. The other thing is, a lot of you probably got an Atos gift bag when you got out of the hospital, right? It has a nice book in there about what to do, what the products are. And it's a travel bag is what it is, okay? It tells you how to use these products, as well as it's got little places where you can stash product. It's got all these little pockets in here, okay? And you could sort each one by different things, and they'll come filled for you. They've already got stuff in there, little samplers for you. to see what I got in here. I haven't been in this thing in a year or two, so I don't know. I took it with me to Florida, and that was about it. I don't usually use this too much. But yeah, you got like I haven't used an oval in like, I don't know, year and a half. And then you got your Lunas. Those are nice. Those are good for when you're going to bed at night, but I don't even bother with that. I wear mine for as long as I can because insurance sucked and I don't want to go without again. You know, it's got little pouches here so you can, you know, put your cleaning stuff in there, your wipes. So yeah, it's got its benefits for that, especially if you're doing long travel. Now the downside with one of those, and we'll be going over that here in a little bit, is you're not going to be able to take that with your carry-on. You know what I mean? If you're on an airplane, because it's got to be in a clear bag. We'll be going over that in a minute. Now your portable suction machine, if you do need to take that with you, should have an outlet for the car. Mine did. If not, you could buy them literally at Walmart. Your insurance might be able to get you a different one, you know, but you kind of want one that has the adaptability to. And you got to keep in mind, if you're traveling to like Europe, you're going to need to buy an adapter for that because it's not going to plug into their sockets. They're different than us. You know what I'm saying? So you'll burn shit down maybe, but that's about it. So make sure your suction machine is adaptable. You can put on an adapter or comes with something. So that way you can plug it into your car or wherever. Shit, I can see it and it's soon being just USBs because everything is becoming a USB lately. So I could see that in like 10 years, just USB. So like trains are still kind of the Wild West. I mean, you got bags you can carry on you with the train, and they don't really look for anything in there. It's not like the TSA at the airport. Like the train and the airport have dogs, but the dogs are sniffing for bombs. They're not sniffing for drugs. And a lot of people are misinformed about that. They think they're like sniffing for drugs, and they're looking for safety reasons. They don't give a shit about you and your weed, dude. They're just trying to make sure you ain't got a bomb and trying to kill some people. As it should be, really. But everything I looked into on a train, it was like riding a bus, just you're going a further distance and less stops. You know? So, yeah, I mean, yeah, your suction machine, you know, you're allowed to take that on. I mean, it's a carry-on. You're allowed to take your portable device. Your nebulizer might be a little tricky, but again, Wild West, man, probably just bring that on too. That'd be tricky to bring on a bus. It'd be funny too, but it'd be tricky. The one thing I seen that wasn't allowed was oxygen tanks. You got to have a portable oxygen machine and not an oxygen tank, because they're considered like a weapon. That's even with the TSA, because you could do some damage with one of those. I don't know if you ever seen one of the nozzles come off, man, but they fly. You know, as far as driving long distance, when we drove to Florida, I was fine. Like, I don't even think I cleaned. I think I cleaned my stomach once on the way down, maybe. But once I got there, you know, I did my thing, but it wasn't too bad. And again, it depends on you. It depends on what you're traveling with too. If you got a beat up car and you're getting a lot of exhaust in there, you might have some problems. You know, or if you're traveling through the desert or something like that. Like we weren't traveling through the desert and we had windows down because like when we left, it was like what, May. So it's still kind of cold up here. But Florida, that's like, you know, it was still 90 degrees down there. So once we had like the Carolinas, windows down, and I ain't having any too many problems. I don't have any problems riding around here with the windows down. I've heard some people do when the wind gets in there and messes with them. When I first started driving, that happened. But after about a couple of weeks, that was over with. I drive everywhere. So I've heard a lot of people ask, can we drive afterwards? And it depends on you. Could you drive beforehand? That's the question. Do you know what a turn signal is? That's the big question. But yeah, you can try it. You know, it's no biggie. I mean, if you have no movement in your neck, might be a problem. Now, shifting like that might suck, but you can still do it. Just can you try before? All right, so now we're gonna get on to plane traveling. Okay, this is the one everybody's worried about. Again, me personally, until they figure out laws and rules with this, with these airplanes and stuff, I'm good. I'd rather walk. At least then I ain't getting canceled and wasting $500 or getting laid over somewhere, missing a wedding or a funeral or something, and all you get from the airplane company is no, sorry, I'm good. But for those of you that like to get ripped off traveling, I'm going to bring up a little video here that I found on YouTube from the TSA. It's under their We Care playlist.
Traveling through the checkpoint with medications or a medical device? Here's what you need to know to get to your destination with all you need. Medications in liquid or solid form and paste or creams in excess of 3.4 ounces are allowed in your carry-on bag and are exempt from our 3-1-1 liquid rule.
Just notice that everything right there is in a clear bag, and that goes for everything of your products too. They're probably going to want to x-ray your stuff, or, like we do wipes, man. They're probably going to x-ray them or open up a couple of them, swab them, make sure they're not explosives of some kind. All thanks to a guy in his underwear.
Also goes for medical accessories such as freezer packs, IV bags, pumps, and syringes. To ease the screening process, make sure they are clearly labeled. On the day of travel, ensure you arrive early to allow time for security screening. Inform the officer of your condition or show your disability notification card at the checkpoint before.
No, they don't mention it in this. Okay, if you go on the TSA website or Facebook page or any of them, you'll have a number there that you can call ahead of time, and you can set up your own consultant security officer. They'll meet you there, and then they'll bring you back, and that way it goes faster. And these cards right here, you sign up for one of their cards, and it's just a card that states what your disability is, what your problems are, and your name and all that good stuff. So this is a good thing to get if you're going to be doing some traveling by air. Okay. And remember, you got to follow their rules, man. No matter what it is, man, unless you're a celebrity, you're going to get the rigorousness about this.
Screening begins.
Run around.
Let the TSA officer know if you do not want or cannot have your liquid medication screened by X-ray. Other steps will be taken to screen the liquid. You'll be screened by advanced imaging technology or a walk-through metal detector. If you cannot or choose not to go through this screening technology, you will undergo a pat-down. A pat-down may also be needed to resolve an alarm or as part of additional security measures. Prostheses and mastectomy bras are considered medically necessary and may be worn during screening. We will not ask you to reveal or remove these items.
Could you picture? They're like, you need to remove that bed tube, sir. Could you picture that? Like, pardon me, ma'am, you need to remove that tube out of your stomach.
If you're traveling with a medical device that is attached to your body, you will need to be sure to inform the TSA officer prior to the start of your pat-down. If you can safely disconnect from your medical device, and if the device manufacturer allows it, the device can be screened via X-ray. If you cannot disconnect from the device, it may require additional screening. For your comfort and discretion, know that at any time during the screening process, you may request to speak with the supervisor or request private screening. Have additional questions about screening policies, procedures, and what to expect at a checkpoint? Contact the TSA Cares helpline prior to your next flight, or send a tweet or a direct message on Facebook to Ask TSA. For more information on travel and to print out your own TSA notification card, visit tsa.gov.
So there you go. That's the basic. Okay. And just call them ahead of time. Let them know that you're coming. Let them know what your condition is. Fill out that card. Do everything you need to, and it should go by smooth, other than the airline being like, well, it's a delay today because fuck you. But remember, you chose that. So I laugh at people that get mad about it. It's like, this has been going on my entire life, man. Every year, it's like, oh God, man, cancellation delay. And everybody's like, did you not see the news for last, I don't know, since the airlines began? Anyway, and also from what I've read, you can actually bring a drink on if it's a medical purpose. Okay, so say you're gonna have to take your meds anyway, big flight. If you're going to like Australia, you're gonna need to take your meds on a flight probably, or with laryngectomies or anybody that's had radiation done to their head, the salivary glands could be messed up and you're not producing enough saliva. So you literally got to drink all the time, or else it's just permanent cotton mouth, So others, like I produce a little too much sometimes, so I got to drink to get it down, So, but the recommendation I seen was to get a note from the doctor stating this kind of stuff. So that way it's medically in your file that like you need this. And that's not really that hard to obtain. You just contact your doctor and they'll fill it out and everything for you. Now, speaking of flying, let's go with some stories that people have sent me. Okay. If any of you follow us on Facebook and Twitter, you'll know that I put a post out talking about this episode coming up. And I asked you guys to share your travels. And I got a low amount of 3, like normal. So to my 3 followers, you rock. So anyway, for my dozens and dozens of fans, let me look it up here. Look into it. Man, I don't know if any of you guys have a Facebook page, but I hate the updates they did on it. It's so bad. They made it like a profile, and I see why they did it, but at the same time, it's like, anyway. So I'm not going to share a last name, but this comes from Brooke. She went to Wyoming and discovered that the scanning machine lights up the stoma and HME like it's radioactive. TSA guy had never met a laryngectomy. They were fascinated, very kind, but stumped on why it happened at every screening. So that is very interesting, man. Like radioactive. I wonder why that is. I'm going to have to like contact a couple people and be like, what's up with that one? And then Aaron Wayne, I'll mention his last name because, it's Aaron. He said strange when he went to a conference in Charlotte, the International Association of Laryngectomees that was held this year in Charlotte. I had a similar experience on the way back, but not at LAX on the way there. So that's weird. So that means it's showing up. One place is radioactive. Another place says it's not. So that tells me there's no consistency in their testing. Or in the product, I don't know. But I mean, as long as TSA was good to her, that's what counts. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Too many times I've heard the horror stories of other people, and it's just sad sometimes. And I don't know why I said I had 3. I only had 2 stories. But anyway, this is Aaron's story. Aaron, wait, now let me get right into Aaron. Aaron, of course, as everybody knows, wrote a book, The Silent Partner, My First Year as a Laryngectomy. And I've been promoting this book every episode. All right. Aaron's a good guy, man. And the book is a good book. It's a quick and easy read, and it's entertaining. It's not filled with scientific mumbo jumbo, and it's not going to scare the shit out of you. It's just his take of what it was like being a laryngectomy throughout the first year. And if you contact Aaron Wade, not only will he send you the book, he might be able to send you some stickers that go on your HME. Today, I'm wearing the power button. And yeah. So Aaron also, I think I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. He started a group, the Lary Travel group on Facebook. Now, what this group is and I know I've mentioned this before because I mentioned it would be a great app. If you're traveling somewhere, okay, like my buddy right now is in Pittsburgh, okay, right, he might be home by now, but he's a laryngectomy, and he posted on there, hey, I'm going to Pittsburgh. If anything happens, does anybody know good doctors, good supplies, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So say you do travel and you didn't pack your stuff the right way, and your bag gets shipped off. Because I can tell you right now, the airline does not lose bags at all. They've never lost a bag. Okay. They go by weight. I had a friend that worked at TSA, and he's like, yeah, man, they go by weight. So you have this many people that weigh this much. Then you have all their luggage, but the plane can only hold so much. So if you're over that weight limit with the gas of the people and the luggage, some luggage gets taken off and it'll get sent down a different plane. So they don't lose your fucking luggage. So say that happens, okay? Say that's what's up. And you don't have your supplies. You contact somebody in this group and you can maybe get some supplies donated to you. They can point you in the direction of like the good cancer center or an SLP or, you know, something like that, something that's beneficial. If you have a tap that starts leaking or falls out, you know what I mean? It's a great way to be like, hey, where do I go? Because if you go to the ER, 90% of them don't even know what the hell you are, okay? Let's face facts, especially if it's like rural America. They're not going to know you. We're a rare breed, man. You know, everybody expects the medical field to know where every medical thing ever is. And that's not how a medical field works, like at all. You know, that's like asking a car mechanic to know diesel, you know, different things, you know, or asking a car mechanic to work on a rocket. You know, it's totally different things, man. So, and if you're not trained in it or don't know anything, you know, so this group literally will make it so like it'll help each other out. Hey, I've got this much supplies on hand if you need blah, blah, blah. And I think it's a really good app or good idea, man, to make it an app of some kind, you know, just for laryngectomy. The problem with that is all the data and everything else are trying to keep security good. Fucking Chinese, man. TikTok, yeah. Anyway, all right. So this is I'm not going to read the whole thing. I don't want to give away the chapter for him. So this is just like the first part of this chapter. It's about him going to Vegas with his wife and a couple. It was Barbara's belated birthday celebration. We piled into her car with Barbara and her husband Jim and headed to Sin City. It was a gorgeous day for it. As we ascended into the high desert, leaving LA behind, we briefly passed through some low clouds that dampened the dust on the windshield. Then it got dry. In Baker, just before our descent into Nevada, we stopped at a Mad Greek for lunch. The Mad Greek, that sounds probably like it'd be good. My dentist had barely begun working on my teeth, so it took a while to calm my hamburger down. A lot of you don't know, Aaron had his teeth pulled recently. Got some dentures. I tore the end off of my paper sleeve that my soda straw was wrapped in, and without thinking, blew it across the table at Barbara. It surprised me more than it surprised her. And finally, when I finished my lunch, I went out to the car and used the suction machine before we got back on the road. About then, I found out that the dry air at this elevation combined with the stiff wind does to my mucus. It was starting to take on the color of the consistency of contact cement. However, when I tried tweezing and cotton swabs, I found out that the only thing that it wanted to stick to was me. I've actually had that problem being here. So where I'm at, it's not dry by any means. We're in a drought kind of right now. I think the last bit of rain kind of helped that out though. But it's high elevation, you know what I mean? We got hills and everything everywhere. So like my breathing is different on the hill than it would be going downtown, you know, and your ears, he mentions in this, your ears pop. If you're somewhere that don't have a lot of hills and you don't go up and down a lot, man, you're not gonna have the ear pop thing. Every time I go downtown, it's a giant hill. So my ears pop like 3 or 4 times on the way down, which is great because I don't know, being a Larry, it kind of sucks when you get that clog in your ear and you can't pop one because you can't blow anymore. So yeah, and the dry mucus. Oh, it amazes me the type of mucus that comes out of our lungs now, right? Like a booger ain't got nothing on this, man. I've had them sticky, I've had them slimy, I've had them runny. Literally could be Forrest Gump or Bubba Gump right now of Bubba Gump. Yeah, I could be Bubba right now from Forrest Gump with all the mucus. public company. Yeah, I could be a shrimping company. Oh, anyway. But anyway, let's get back to talking traveling here. So with the other thing with the plane on, TSA will allow you to bring a nebulizer on there and your suction machine. Okay. You just got to check them in advance. Let them know about what everything you got. Let them know everything you got. Your pills, your HMEs, your base plate, nebulizers, suction machine, whatever. You are allowed to bring tweezers as well for medical reasons like that. It's going to be iffy on certain ones, and don't fight it. I mean, tweezers are what, $1.99? Don't fight it. If they take it, whatever, don't fight it with them. There's no reason to go off the handle. You can ask to speak to their supervisor and pull a Karen move, but you know, I mean, if you go that route, just be nice, be friendly, be nice to people. There's too many assholes at the airport as there is. That ain't Earth. Too many at Earth as it is. Just be nice. But, and I don't know about the nebulizer. I wasn't able to find that information. Call the company that you got the nebulizer from. Make sure they can go through an X-ray. You know, and with your suction machine, everything I seen with the suction machine was okay, but I wasn't able to find anything with a nebulizer. So, call your manufacturer and be like, "Hey, can this go through an X-ray scan?" More than likely, it probably can. I think it's just certain medications that won't be able to. Don't quote me. I'm an idiot. And the one thing, man, don't be afraid to travel as a laryngectomy. Like, you didn't survive this to live like that. You know, you want a normal life. And the way I'm looking at it, I've never seen Scotland in the UK. That's my goal. Okay. I survived so that I can travel and go see the world. It's going to take a minute. I might get a canoe and just go. Fuck it. Who's going to stop me? Coast Guard, wave, hurricane. The fact that it's the ocean and I'm a laryngectomy, I'll probably die. Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, you didn't survive all this. You didn't go through all that radiation, chemotherapy, having some dude in your throat, ripping it out. You didn't survive all that. So come on, man, go enjoy it. And like I said, even if it's not a long, far away place, man, go visit friends, go out, do something, you know, you and a loved one, whatever, your missus, your husband, your partner, your whatever they're calling themselves nowadays. Go camping, go rent a motel in like a city, an hour or two away from you. Even an hour, you know, just do something to get out and don't be scared to do it. Okay. Don't be discouraged to go have fun. You know, do a cruise. I've heard people doing cruises. I mean, you have a risk, but I mean, the risk is very low. You probably have the same amount of risk of crashing the boat as you do the airplane. So catch 22, man. But don't be afraid to travel. Don't be afraid to go out and make yourself seen and have fun and enjoy your life, man. There's no reason to ball up, you know. You went through too much for that. You're a member of an elite group of Green Berets known as laryngectomees. We're a small number, but let's get our voices heard, man. So this isn't cancer related, but the other day we lost Olivia Newton-John, and everybody, it's like a laryngectomy, it's going to know what Olivia Newton-John is. There's not too many millennials and Gen Z running around with these. But I know she has nothing to do with having a laryngectomy, but she was still a cancer survivor. She survived breast cancer and then eventually succumbed to spinal cord cancer, or cancer in the spine, I guess. You know, I wasn't a big fan of her movies or music. There's a couple songs, don't get me wrong. There's actually probably about 5 songs from Olivia Newton-John that I dig, you know, but what she did for the cancer world cannot go unnoticed, man. What she did for breast cancer cannot go unnoticed. And not to sound selfish at this time, but that's what we need is somebody like an Olivia Newton-John. Where the fuck Val Kilmer? I don't see him doing shit. You know, that's what I'm saying. She helped bring awareness to a disease, and it's brought to life expectancy to a positive in so many different ways since then. You know what I mean? And it's not just her, it's all these people that's come together. We need that for laryngectomy stuff. We need our little person on the box. That's celebrity. You know, Michael Douglas tried doing it, and he still does a lot of good work though for cancer. So I give him his props. He just got teased. Everybody was like, "Oh, HPV." Whatever, man. He tried. But yes, Cancer World lost Olivia Newton-John, and it's just sad. I think she was 73 years old. They said, been around all my life, man. So, and I can't stand Grease though. Oh my God, do I hate that movie? Oh, do I hate that movie? And you know what's sad is now that she's gone, I'm going to see that thing everywhere now. But rest in peace, Olivia Newton-John. So I'm sure I haven't covered everything about it. And I'm sure you might have some questions still too. The thing I recommend is you go right to the TSA website and look up those things, okay? Look up all the rules and regulation, contact them, talk to them, email them. They'll actually answer you in Messenger. They actually answered me the other day with my question about the nebulizer and the suction machine. So, and like I said, I just couldn't find without calling the manufacturer about the nebulizer. So, but call them. They're really good about hooking you up. They're actually good about working with disabled people. And there's a lot more of us than you think. So there's going to be some rules. Another thing I should recommend too. I think you can get this on Larys Speakeasy as well. But if you're a member of the Lary Voice support group, okay, and again, you got to be a laryngectomy or caregiver or something within that world. If you go to their page, let's see, I'll just share it to you here on the podcast. All right, so you go to files, and then you got all these things down here. These are all like ways to blow my nose, rescue breathing for the neck breathers. And so if you click on these will help you out. Or PDF, most of them are PDF files, stuff like that. Let's see, where's the one I wanted to show you guys? Care for a laryngectomy patient. This is probably a good one to have. It's a two-parter, okay? So, oh yeah, I forgot I already have this. Open it. So it's just a basic of how to take care of a laryngectomy, you know what I mean? Here's what's been removed, whether you're a total laryngectomy or a partial, or you just have one vocal cord removed. And then it tells you, like right here, what's left in you, you know? So if you're a full laryngectomy, you got a tongue, you know, that's about it. And then it says, what is your condition? You know what I mean? So loss of voice, breathes through stoma, full neck breather, often some problems swallowing. They do not swallow the same. And it's just a kit. Like you print this out and you can take this with you everywhere you go. Like if you're going to a hospital to stay or you got to go to ER or something like that, you know, you got a medical procedure that's coming up. This is something that'd be really good to have. You hand it to the nurses and the doctors and then they'll teach them about how to take care of you. You know, right down to like how to put in air, all that. How to give you air, all the good stuff out of the fact that you got to sit up to swallow. You can't just lay down and swallow. And this was done by Bill. This is Bill right here, man. And sadly, we lost him, Bill Cross. We lost him last year. But this is a really good thing to have. I highly recommend this. That way you could take it to your doctor. Like if you got a regular, you know, your regular MD, if you take that paperwork to them and show them, they'll have a better understanding of what you are and how to take care of you. You know, you got to look out for yourself, man. And that way other people will look out for you too. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I do recommend you doing. And again, these are all groups that will be featured or is featured. I've got to add the Lary Travel group, but they're all on the larytalk.com website. And again, if you go to larytalk.com and if you go to our help and support page, you can find help and support in your area, no matter where you are in the country. Try to make it worldwide. There's a couple of websites in there that work worldwide, but for the most part, it's for the United States. And yeah. But I highly recommend if you're a Lary to join these groups. They'll help you out a lot. They'll help you out amazingly. Like Larys Speakeasy, I would have been dead if it wasn't for them. I'll be dead up. Some of the people in there gave me the best advice. And, I had a great mentors. Yeah. So if it wasn't for that group, you wouldn't be watching me right now. And again, join that Lary Travel group. That is a great group. It's a great idea just to let everybody know, hey, I'm going to be in this town. If you can help me out, help me out, And do the same. If you got some extra supplies or anything like that, you can help somebody out, help them out. It's all go into helping each other because it's what the world needs right now, a little help. So on that note, everybody, if you want to find out more of me, you can find us on TikTok at Lary Talk. You can find us on Twitter, search Lary Talk. If you search the hashtags Lary Life, Lary Living, Laryngectomy, Lary Talk, any of that, it'll come up. We also have the Facebook group, Lary Talk, or the Facebook page for Lary Talk, and the group, Lary World, if you would like to join that and become a member. Talk about the show, whatever you want. The only thing I ask for is no politics and no religion, because nothing ruins a conversation more than those. So on that note, everybody, until next time, take care of yourselves and have a good one.
Everybody wake up. It's a brand new day. This is your chance to let your soul shine. Proud to be you and me, freaks and geeks. Always remember that your soul is divine. Come on. When the road rested, when the sun sets, we bust out paint and make a big mess. And take a big breath, cause the air is fresh. Like, man, this world here sure is beautiful.